Yo, what is going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped back for another OPTC video, and in today's video we're taking a look at the Pirate King Goldie Roger in Pirate Rumble. So as you guys are probably well aware by now, Odin and Roger's release sort of changed the game a little bit for Global, and Goldie Roger especially is just an absolute phenomenon in every piece of content in this particular game, and as it should be. Like, it's Goldie Roger, for crying out loud. So in today's video we're taking a look at Goldie Roger on a couple of different teams and what I believe are the best teams going around on OPTC Global at the moment when it comes to Pirate Rumble. So these are the teams that we're going to be looking at today. The first team here is a Goldie Roger team that sort of doesn't utilize Odin. So this team doesn't have Odin on it at all, but it is using PvP Whitebeard. Now, PvP Whitebeard and Goldie Roger work very, very well together. And then we have the defense of Rayleigh and Shanks, and then we can just use the special cooldown and attacking power that is Carrot. So this is the first team we're going to look at. The next two teams are actually just complete slasher teams. So the next team is this particular slasher team here. This is the speed slasher team with obviously the help of the PvP Whitebeard down the bottom there. PvP Whitebeard is just a goat on any team. Like, he's just so damn good. But this team here is basically built up around speed, utilizing Borsalino and V3 Law, just to give Roger just heaps more speed. And then we just have the defending prowess of Dofi. And then the final team is a more defensive-based slasher team that sort of utilizes the attack power of Roger and Odin with Carrot and her fixed damage, and then the defense of Shank's crew and Dofi. Dofi's just the GOAT on slasher teams. But when it comes to non-slasher teams, Rayleigh is the next best thing. So that's why we're going to show off this particular team here today. So some honorable mentions as well. This quick team as well, I had a lot of fun utilizing this team. This team was pretty cool. So if you're looking for like a good defensive bait team with Kuzan and stuff, you can use this. So notable mention to the quick team, and a notable mention to obviously the the Int team. Obviously the Int team is still an absolute powerhouse, with Dofi being the center of that and Katakuri being the monster that he is. Now, in saying that, the final honorable mention I want to give is the Psy team. The Psy team is starting to creep up, and it is starting to get very, very good. I don't have a Psy team built for you guys just because there is so many damn options, and I haven't leveled any of them up. So we aren't going to be looking at the Int team or the Quick team today. We are going to be focusing on this team here, which is actually my favorite team to run, the Speed Slasher team, and the non-Odin team, we'll call it. So in saying that, let's hop in and let's play some Rumble. Alright guys, so the first team that we are coming up against is a Psy and Quick team. So I'm really sorry, I accidentally hit to battle before I turned on the recorder. So I do apologize about that, but as you guys can see, this guy is using 6+ Frankie, V3 Law, 6+ Lucci, V2 Kuzan, and Kizaru, 6+ Kizaru. So this team has like some fairly good synergy. The 6+ Lucci is probably the scariest thing, but with this particular team, we are pretty defensive orientated, so we do want our Rayleigh to be copying attacks. And the downside to this particular team, it does rely on a little bit of RNG, but when you come up against characters that do HP cuts, it is a lot easier to proc that. So with this team, Shanks usually pops off first, which is great because he actually gives us a defensive buff. And then once Rayleigh drops below a certain HP, he's going to give us more defense, as you can see there. He also gives us level 5 guard, which is great. So once we get the Whitebeard special off, ideally we normally get the Roger special off first, but in this particular clip, Whitebeard just said, nah, sorry Roger, just take a step back for a second. So Law's going to come in and he's going to do 1600 fixed damage to everyone, but with Carrot, she's just going to basically wrap this up. She gives us some more cooldown, and then Rayleigh can do some more fixed damage, give us some more defense, but we don't even need it because Frankie's gone. So this team is very defensive orientated, but unfortunately it does rely on a little bit of RNG for Rayleigh to be copying hits. So it is what it is, but if you don't have Odin, it is still a very, very good squad, and it can put in some work, like low key. So for the next fight, I actually managed to find a slasher team, and it was actually a fair decent one. Now, I'm not very high ranked in this Rumble, so we're not fighting like the best defensive teams going around, but the slasher team, even without Roger and Odin, is still very, very good. Now, they do have V3 Law, they do have the core of Shanks and Dofi, who is super evolved. And they've also got Carrot on this team as well. So this team that we're rocking here is the Speed Slasher team. Now, all these units are maxed except for Law and Kizaru's special. I think Law's like level 9 and Kizaru's level 8. So as you can see here straight up, we have 5 speed or 11 speed on pretty much everyone besides Dofi, because their other team is using a Law. But we have 9 special cooldown, which is massive, absolutely massive. That means we're just going to, like, as you can see, Kizaru's already popping off with his special once. Kizaru and Roger actually work really, really well together. Because Kizaru gives so much speed and attack up, and then Roger reduces defense, it actually works really, really well because Kizaru just pops off so much. Now, Roger's going to come in. He lowered the defense of the 2 main units, which are Shanks and Dofi. So that way, Law can just come in with his fixed damage, clear out the rest of the units, and then that is just GG, my boy. So as you can see, like, we aren't even like 30 seconds into this fight, and we've pretty much won. Like, well, not pretty much won. We've definitely won. All he can do now is sort of stall us out. Roger's also immune to basically everything in terms of defense, like defects, like special blinds, paralysis, all that sort of stuff. So as you can see, like, that was just a very, very quick match. This team actually tears through so many opponents. And unless you're versing like another Roger or another Odin or another team that's very, very fast, it does work. Like, it does so much work. On to the next fight now. We are up against the Int team with just a Kainu in the back. So this particular setup is not overly ideal for taking on the Int team, as Katakuri does nerf free spirits. But I just sort of want to show off how strong this particular team is. So the Speed Slasher team just puts in so much work. All of my units have max passive. My Law, I think, is special level 9 and Kizaru is level 8. So let's hop in and let's see how we go against the Int team. But the Int team still is very, very good. And as I mentioned, normally, you don't really want to be taking on a Katakuri unit, as he does nerf free spirits. As you guys will see here, we do lose a little bit of defense on our free spirits and our shooter units. But in response, we do have Law, and Law is going to reduce some of their stats as well. I think he does Driven and Powerhouse units, I'm pretty sure. But as you guys can see, we have 11 speed and 11 special cooldown. So that's very, very strong, and especially for this particular team where the whole idea is we just want to be popping off our specials. So for some reason, Dofi actually went first, but look, that's not the end of the world, as Dofi is here to give defense. Now, ideally, you want Roger going before Odin, as Roger is going to lower the defense. But it is what it is, and Roger isn't even getting an attack for a little while. So Katakuri is going to come in. Katakuri is going to do his fixed damage. He's going to lower our special cooldown and lower our speed. As I mentioned, Katakuri is very, very good at countering this particular team, but Law is also very, very good at countering Katakuri. So we do have quite a lot of defense still, but he is going to proc his defense buff now. And now he has a Kainu coming in who almost has a max special. Blackbeard is going to put in some work there as well. But now we do have our basic attacks popping off here as well. His Akainu is just missing his special. So his Akainu is going to attack before he gets his special off, which is very good for us. Unfortunately, Odin is going to be taken out. But that just means that we can bring in the beast that is PvP Whitebeard. Dofi's going to pop off again and just wipe the stage. So there you guys go. So even though the Int team is still very, very good, and that Int team was fairly leveled, it wasn't maxed or anything like that, but it was still pretty high up there. Now, this Slasher team is not designed to be taking on the Int team whatsoever, but I just wanted to show you guys that this team, in my opinion, is probably the best team going around at the moment. It's just so damn fast. Like, it's so damn fast, and it has so much attacking prowess that not many teams can stand up to it, especially with such high defense as you guys saw against that particular team, that particular Int team. Now, we are using my personal favorite team, the defensive Slasher team. So I did manage to find a fairly leveled up team, but unfortunately it is free spirits. But they do have quite a lot of healers on this team, so they are using Otama and they are using Corazon. The thing about free spirits are they are all about attack and crit damage. So they are going to be throwing out big numbers at us. But with this particular team, we are going to get our defense fairly quickly, and it's going to get up fairly high. So this whole team that you see on my side is level 10 passive, level 10 special, where the opposition, they have max passives on all their units, and they're high level 7s and 8 of specials. So let's hop in and let's see how Stump's favorite team performs. This is the team that I normally rock. This or that last Speed Slasher team. That last Speed Slasher team is really, really cool, but this team here, obviously having Shanks crew on it, just makes me happy, being a Shanks fanboy, as you guys know. If you guys have been following me, you know how much I love Shanks. But as you can see, like, they don't have any defense. Well, they've got, Bella Betty's got 2 defense. So our normal attacks are doing a lot. So the whole thing with them is they got 17 crit. And then they're just going to be relying on their healers to basically keep them alive so they can throw out specials. But Shanks crew on this team normally pops off first. So he's going to give us a lot more defense. And then at the 70-second mark, he's going to give us even more defense. Bella Betty's going to give a little bit of defense to their team. But as you can see, even with their crazy attack numbers, like, they doing, like, no damage. So Roger just comes in, he just cleans house, basically wipes out all his dangerous units, and then Dofi's just going to clean up the rest, as Roger's just going to remove all of that defense for us. As you can see, we are upwards of around 16 and 14 defense, so this team does a lot. And then Odin's just going to finish it off. Odin's special just does so much goddamn damage, and it just does so much work. So this team, besides another Roger or Odin team, doesn't get challenged by too much. The Imp team just doesn't cut it anymore. Roger just comes in and absolutely devours the Imp team. Alright guys, so the final team that we are taking on for this video is another Goldie, Roger, and Odin team. And it is an identical team to the team that I just showed off in that last particular fight. So these guys are fairly leveled up. They're not completely maxed, but the team is still very, very scary. They are using PvP Neko in the back. Not 100% sure why, but I mean they are. Now with the team that you see on my side, this is my favorite team that I like to run. So all of my units are level 10 passive, all level 10 special, and they put in some serious work. So let's see how we go against another Odin and another Roger. But the idea of my team is more defensive, where his team is more offensive. So let's have a gander and let's see how we go. So as you guys can see, he is rocking the exact same team as what I had before. Now, it does have quite a bit of defense in the early stages, as does mine. So for these first particular turns, we are going to be able to tank a little bit. So when he starts popping off his Kizaru special at the beginning, we are going to tank it fairly nicely, as you can see here. Doesn't do too much damage to us. And then we can get our Shanks special. Once we pop our Shanks special, oh, his Paradise Waterfall went first. Okay, that's interesting. Ideally, you want your Roger to be going first there, Champo. We really need Shanks to pop off here. Shanks, where are ya? Okay, we're going to get our Roger special off. That's okay, because we can lower the attack and we can lower some defense there. His Kizaru is going to go off now, and because we hit the 70-second mark, just hit that 70-second mark, we get some more defense with Shanks. Shanks is going to now do a HP cut and give our team a lot more defense as well. That way we can tank a little bit better. Unfortunately, our carrot just got wiped, by that special from Law. But as you can see, with our Odin, he's going to come in and he's going to clean house. Now that carrot gets wiped, we actually come in with PvP Whitebeard. PvP Whitebeard is going to start with his special, which is really, really handy. And that way we can just come in and clean up his Roger. See you later. And then Dofi's going to finish this off for us. Wapow. So, as you guys can see, even a not maxed level speed Roger team, it is very, very good. Very, very good. So, my team's mainly built around defensive, capacities, but even with a little bit of bad RNG, that team could have easily clapped me. So, there you guys go. That was Goldie Roger, the king of the pirates and the king of OPTC. Pirate Rumble, regular gameplay. As long as it's on global, there's nothing that comes close to this man. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, make sure to hit that like button. And if you want to stay up to date with more OPTC content I post, hit the big red subscribe button too. But guys, most importantly, enjoy the rest of your day. I thank you guys for watching as always, and I will catch you all in the next one. Lights!